morning once again, fellow revolutionists. I'm Charles Robertson and you are with Coach Earny's Money Revolution, where we revolutionize people's capacity to create, grow and keep wealth. You are in the third and final video of this series of 3 videos where we discussed what my coach, Coach Earny, taught me on how to make the journey from an employee to an entrepreneur. And in the first video, we discussed what defines an employee and what defines an entrepreneur. And in the second video, we discussed what is the skill set needed to make it as an entrepreneur. They've really talked about a financial skill and an emotional skill that we need. And in this third and final video, we're going to discuss what can we do to grow a small business into a big business. And in talking about this, you guessed it, another story comes to mind. It is again a true story, but I changed the character's name. This time around, the story is not a business story, it's more a story about human nature. So in 2000, Susan started to work for me. She was a bank employee, and I employed her at a slightly higher salary than what she earned at the bank. But she made very quick progress in my company, and a year later, she was earning double what she earned at the bank. But what I could not understand was her lifestyle adapted so fast that even though she doubled her salary in under a year, she was always in financial trouble. Her salary when she left my employment about 13, 14 years later was 15 times what she earned at the bank, but still she was in financial trouble. And I could just as well have named her John, Peter, Anne, or even Charles. So all of us suffer from this thing which I almost want to call a disease in adapting your lifestyle to your earnings and beyond. And you see, the problem is this doesn't happen gradually. It happens very, very fast. But fortunately, I had a coach in my life. And I remember when Coach Earny and I joined forces and we started our first business together. Soon after that, we were successful and I wanted to buy my first house, which was a small townhouse. And Coach Earny said, Charles, hold on a little bit. Why don't you delay your gratification a little bit? Why don't you take that money that you're willing to spend on this townhouse and see if you can't find 2 apartments for the same price and try and buy 2 properties and you live in one and you rent out the other one, which I did. And in that, my journey with Coach Earny started. And I was taught on how to delay my gratification so that I can have money to build my business career and to get on this journey to wealth. And this is what I want to share with you today, because my coach taught me a few tricks on what you can do, because this human nature, this disease of adapting your lifestyle to your earnings and beyond, that is what I believe one of the biggest obstacles in the way of a small business owner in growing that into a big business. But before we do, let's see what my boys are doing to learn these necessary skills to make it as an entrepreneur. Enjoy. What are you boys doing?
We are working on our business.
Okay, show me, boys. What do you boys have there?
This is salad leaves.
What is your price for the salad leaves?
It's 20 rand for a bag.
Is the 20 rand yours?
No, it belongs to the business. 10 rand is for expenses. 10 rand is profit.
So does the 10 rand profit belong to you?
No. 5 rand of the profit will stay in the business. This 5 rand goes to our Lego fund. This stays in the business. On the journey with Coach Earny.
So once again, just some background on this video. So my wife and I feel so strongly about the lack of financial education and that emotional education necessary to learn how to become an entrepreneur in our school system that we decided to homeschool our children. And part of what we do during the homeschooling exercises, we have different projects for them that they partake in. So this hydroponic system that you saw in this video is one of those projects, and they produce from that hydroponic system, they produce vegetables, leafy vegetables for the house, and then they sell that to the house. And one of the most important lessons that we're teaching them from that is that that is a business separate from them. You have to separate your business from you as an individual. Towards the end of that video, you saw how the boys took the expenses of the business, the 10 Rand expenses, and the 5 Rand portion of the profit which they decided to leave in the business, how they kept that in a separate bag. That separate bag is really their separate bank account. That is really their separate business entity. And I want to make a statement that every single small business owner that I have come across, and a lot of even medium-sized business owners that I have come across, the business owner lives inside and out of the business. When there's money, he spends it. When there's no money, he doesn't spend it. But he has no ability to tell the profits of the business apart from the earnings that he as an individual is making. They are all one, intertwined. You will never be able to grow your business if you run it like that. Never. It will always remain a small business and just actually an extension of you yourself. So when we grow our business, typically we have a separate legal entity, a company or a CC or a trust or whatever. And then it becomes easier to separate the two. You know, you have to have financial statements then, and so it just becomes easier to count the beans on this side and count the beans of your personal life. But to get there, often people start businesses in their own names. And that's fine. It's absolutely fine. But Coach Earny said, if you want to do that, still figure out a way to separate your business from you as an individual. You can do that through simply having a second bank account. Even if that bank account is in your own name, you can have a bank account that you use for your business, and you can have a bank account that you use for yourself. If your business is purely a cash business, you can have like my boys did, you can have a separate bag of cash for your business, and you can have a separate bag of cash for yourself. And then here's the secret of what you must do. My boys agreed to, obviously with my help, that 50% of their profits will stay in the business. So no matter if the profit is big or small, no matter what crisis sits on this side in their personal lives, they will always keep 50% of the profits in the business. And the reason why they do that is our human nature is to adapt to our earnings extremely fast. So if you run your business in one entity and you live out of your business, you won't even know what you're spending your money on. Before you know it, you'll just see that there's no money. You'll complain, there's no money, there's never any money. But just a year ago, you were happy just to live off your salary. Now you started a business on the side and it's making some profit, and you don't know where the money is going. But if you separate the two, first of all, you'll know what's going on in your business, because you can now count the beans, because you don't live with your hand in the cash bag. And that will help you. So adapt your lifestyle to the profit share that you pay out to yourselves, but don't adapt your lifestyle to live out of your business. That is the only way that you can grow your business. So let's use an example. Let's say you're a salary earner and you work for a salary of 10,000 Rand a month, but your house is in a public area and you have a business on the side, whereas you make takeaways over weekends. So let's say in a particular month you had sales of 15,000 Rand, your expenses was 10,000 Rand. So obviously you made a profit of 5,000. Coach Earny's advice on that would be, that's absolutely fine. If it's a cash business, have a separate cash bag and keep that separate. Collect the 15,000 in it. Pay your expenses of 10,000 out of it. Count that beans at the end of the month, and then you have a 5,000 Rand profit. Instead of now taking the full 5,000 Rand, make a decision before you start your business that I'm going to keep a certain percentage. And that percentage might be 50%, it might be 60%, it might be 80%, whatever you decide. But make a decision and just view that as the balance that must stay with the company or your business is not yours. You are not allowed, no matter how big the crisis in your personal life is, you are not allowed to eat from that profit. That belongs to the business. So in my boy's case, it was 50%. So if your profit share is 50%, then 2,500 Rand of your 5,000 Rand profit belongs to you. And that goes to your personal bank account or your personal bag of cash. And that you can spend. You can use that to supplement your lifestyle on top of your salary. But if you want to grow your business, the money that belongs to the business should stay there. And you can spend that money on future expansion of your business to grow your business. In our second video, we talked about those financial skills. So this is very easy up here to understand. Your financial IQ have increased, so you know it here. But it's not that difficult to understand. It's difficult to understand in here, your emotion. And that's why it's very important to do practical things like this so that you can help this emotional IQ to grow, so that you can have the discipline. That is really what is hard about this, is to have the discipline, not to see money in your business bag or in your business bank account and not to go and take that because it belongs to the business and it belongs to future growth in the business. Coach Earny taught me many tricks like this. He called them the secrets of the rich. If you want to learn all about these tricks to create, grow and keep wealth for yourself, make sure to see me at the next Coach Earny Money Revolution webinar. Reach out to us at hello@coachearny.co.za. Get on the journey with Coach Earny. So this concludes our third and final video in the series of 3 videos. I'm sure you are on the journey with Coach Earny. I really hope to see you at our next seminar or webinar. Check on our website for details of an event close to you. Put skin in the game. Get on the journey with Coach Earny. Thank you very much.